So, hi everybody and welcome back to the Unreal Engine 5 full game tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 68 and in this video we continue with our game, of course, but in this video I need assets and this is my next task. You can see it already. I wrote here gameplay assets because I will continue with the gameplay, and gameplay means here in our case, let me show this one here. The last time I showed you that the worm is coming near and near, and now I need to continue what happens after the worm is very close. And this is the gameplay where I will show you that you have to find a solution. If you can't find a solution, you will die. If you find a solution, you will survive and the worm will die, because after this sequence, this game will be finished. Also, the end result is you die or the worm die. But we have to create now this scenario, and how we create this I want to show you here. And to create this, let's go here back again. Of course I need assets again. And what kind of assets I need? For example, I need the worm asset that was already in my last video. For example, the worm is coming, so I need definitely a worm asset. Let's write here worm asset, because this was one of this get assets in the references overview. And then I need probably props, because in my case I want explode the worm, because the worm will not die with a pistol. I will show you this in a moment, what I have planned there. So I show you here, let's write here props, so gas tube, something like that, in a moment. So let's write here just props like gas tube or something like that. And then I need probably something to throw. In my case, I will show you what this is. I already planned a little bit, like a stone or anything. And this kind of stuff we have already in the horror engine, because the horror engine, we could pick up objects and then throw them. So I will use them from the horror engine. I write here anything to throw, anything to throw. I don't know. Is this right? I don't know. My English is bad. I don't know how to write throw. Anyway, you know what I mean. We throw something. And then I think that's enough for now. I don't know. Perhaps we need more, but let's keep this one first. And let me explain you the gameplay, what I have planned with this kind of stuff a little bit more in detail. I already explained a little bit. You will survive or die, but the interesting part is how you do this, how you survive and how you die. This to explain this a little bit more accurate, let me start this game.
If I find this cultist.
And let me show you. Of course, here we have much.
I have to use the lighter.
Here we have much more instructions later and points and all this kind of stuff. But this one was just to showcase. You know this. Let's see, where's the lighter? And I find this lighter. You can see I will get here points, and then I can go and take on the lighter. Later I will instruct you to close this light here, or it lags anyhow. So this one is closing this light here anyhow. And then I will instruct you to, you have lost here anyhow your weapon, or while you was here walking around checking the area, and then later you have to find your weapon, and then you get of course points again. That makes here a little bit secure, and then you are, like I said, the player here is a detective and he thinks there are some cultists, some people who are thinking anything, and they are killing probably people or something like that. And he is investigating, that's why he has his weapon here. And then he is walking around because he heard the pre-story that they are coming here at night in this area and doing special cultists, I don't know, something like voodoo. And then he will surprised by this scream here, and you can see the scream was indicating that the worm is coming. And now our detective is a little bit surprised. He don't understand what happens at first, but after he walked a little bit, and there we have our counter, the scream becomes louder, right? And our player, the detective, will realize this too. He said, wait a minute, we make here again an instruction where the detective make a text and talks to himself in his thoughts and said, wait a minute, the scream was before a little bit yes, not so loud. Now it's louder. Then he realized that the scream becomes louder anyhow, but he can't see anything because he's watching. He see no lights because he's the only one with a light in the hand. And then he walks a little bit more. Let's go here a little bit more just for fun. And then he realized the scream becomes louder, but when he sees no other light because he's the only one who has here this light, and a human needs normally a light when he is not in the army with this night vision things. And there is a scream, but the scream comes closer, but he can't see anything. And now we have to make something visible for the player that he realized that it's almost near him. And let's walk a little bit more. You can see he's walking, irritated. And let's say here, at this position, he sees something. And this something is not the worm. The worm is under the earth, but the worm tentacle or something like goes here out of the earth because we are stopped walking. And let's say the worm stops here, tentacle goes out here where this field is, and is waiting for our next move. Right? So when I move then, boop, the worm will kill me. But the detective here, or the player in our case, should realize that this is a very close range and now he has to do. And with his thought, let's say, he thought already, okay, this thing comes closer. When I stop walking, it don't know where I am. That's why he can see now, let's say here in the fields, tentacles are searching around, but waiting and searching here and staying there at this position. And then the detective should have an idea. He can throw something for test purposes. Let's say then, like I said, we need something to throw, and this throw asset we will take from the horror engine. And then let's say we switch here anything from the inventory what we can throw and then throw it one direction. And let's say for test purposes we will implement here a throw. I throw it this way, and then the detective who can see that this worm with this tentacle moves to this place where I throwed it. And then he realized, and then let's say he already realized, but he is sure that this worm is reacting to anything, sounds where yes, sounds, waves, or something like that. And then that is the point where the player must figure out how to survive. And this is the point. Either the player dies or the worm dies. But here is the trick. This pistol here, this is one option. He can try to shot the worm, but careful. This is just a little pistol, and the worm is probably big and below the earth, and a pistol will not shot through the earth. So with other words, the possibility that the worm will die is very high. Even if you have here 25 shots, with other words, the worm will kill you with the pistol. So that is one option. The player can do this, figure out, and he will die, and then he can try to play again. The next thing is, like I said, the player will throw a stone, and then the detective will realize that here in the near place, here he checked already on the daylight this area. Now it's night, so he know this area, and he figured out here anywhere in this area was gas tubes. We have to put their gas tubes assets. So that was my gas tube asset, what I said here. I need here props like gas tubes. And the reason why we need this is when we can lure the worm with anything to this gas tubes and shot with our pistol this gas tube, these gas tubes can explode. And this explosion will go also a little bit down to earth, because this explosion will kill anything. Because like I said, when you throw a stone, for example, the worm is going there under the earth, the tentacle comes out and search the throw area. For example, it will realize there is a stone just. But we will later lure the worm with this throw to this gas place. The tentacles goes out. Let's say here we place some gas things, tubes here, and when we see the tentacle goes out, we shot with our pistol to the gas, and this gas explodes, and the whole area under the earth will explode a little bit too, and the worm will die. And this is the condition where our player will win. And now I want to show you some assets, how you can get them. Best way is free assets. And here is, for example, a bundle which was one time free. I don't know if this is one of these assets which was in the section permanent free. If this bundle was in the permanent free, you are lucky, then you can find it. This one here. If not, perhaps it's in one of these other sections. And if you are unlucky, this bundle here was just for free for the month, which means I grabbed it one of these months, and that's why it's all time to grab this free assets, by the way. And you can see one time you can need it, and here these are the tubes which I want, for example, for our scene here. You can see here these assets. Let's go back here to the scene. I will place, for example, here, and then I will lure this worm here where these assets are placed, and then I shot on these gas tubes. And when one explodes, the other will explode probably too, and will make a big bang here. And the worm which is under the earth will even die, because the explosion will go under the earth, not too much, but enough to kill the worm as well, because we see the tentacles already here above, so the worm is not that much under the earth where it's protected. It's just shallow. So you can see the pistol will not do anything, but explosion, when this all goes and explodes together, this will probably kill it. That is my condition. So one, again, you can of course create this asset if you can have a little bit of knowledge in Blender, or you can even use here the asset tool. Here is this modeling tool, and these assets are not too difficult. You can see they have a round shape, a rectangle, not too difficult to make, just textures. And you can even create the worm, but there are some more free worm assets probably on the internet. I have, for example, no worm assets here in my library section. So a monster worm, probably I get it from the internet, or I just create it with Blender, or I try, because I'm not a designer, but I have learned very, very super basics. And the worm shape is all time round. Perhaps I make this. And of course I need then a little bit animations too, because like I said, the tentacles we need animated. So we don't see the worm. We will see the tentacles of the worm which are searching this area. For example, I throw here a stone, and the tentacles will go out of this and search this area. And I know where the worm is then. And that's very good. And this animation is very easy. Very easy animation. I can make this in Blender, and you can make it here in Unreal Engine 2 with this new feature, I think, this Rigid Weaker. I will show you probably both versions to how to make it in Unreal Engine. Just a simple animation of tentacles. There was already a good video out who one person showed some tentacles of a really tentacles of a sea comes out, and they are just moving. I will link this below then, and we will make something similar like this one. Very simple, where you can also watch it and repeat it. But now you get the idea what I want to do. And you see, we need get assets, and I showed you the idea what I have. And of course we have to implement all these options. When you die, a die scene, how we make this die scene, and we will implement all these other things. That was only a showcase what we are doing, but this is already also the thing where our game ends, because I make a short game, right? You will survive. That is my luck. And that was my last scream, because there is when the worm is here and I walk again accidentally, and he realized that I'm here, then he will catch me and kill me. So there are these options which we have. You survive, or the worm survives and kills you. And after this one, I will end this scene here, but the general game would be not end, because you have to investigate what the worm is, where the people died, and so on, where this comes. But our game is finished because you survived. You found out that the worm, a monster worm, was here and the people died, but you still don't know if this is has to do something with the cultists. So there are many questions. So the game could continue. But like I said, we make a short game, one scenario. This is this field scenario. And in this field scenario, you survive or the worm survives. That's it. All right, with that said, our plan for our next section is set, which means we have to do a lot. So to get the warm assets, create them in Blender or in other 3D software which you like, or you just get it for free from online. I tried to get it free. If I can't get one from online, I will just try to create in Blender one and then import it to Unreal. And here the props, like I said, I showed you, I found this one. Try to find this one. Perhaps it's free. Still free, I don't know. And then you can see there are many other props as well, but in our case, yeah, I need just these tubes, and you can make with these props a nice landscape there. So let's indicate this is an old abandoned area, something like that. But what I need here, like I said, it's the tubes, because I want to make an explosion. Perfect for my case. And you can here already see it's updated even for 5.0 and 5.1, so perfect. This bundle is updated, it's usable, perfect, perfect, perfect. And yeah, try to find these things. And here this anything to throw, that was what you have in the horror engine, what you can use there. Let me show you this one too. So you can see I'm using the horror engine here, and let's go here to the level. Let me show you what I mean with throw. And see, there was a level where the levels, here, they called maps. And here's a map demo, and not the demo overview. Let's go to this overview map for a second. Let me show you this. That takes a little bit because I have a slow PC, but whatever. And, come please. Okay, that takes more than I thought. So, but this is the last thing. Oh no, and then I have preparing shaders to compile as well. I hope that takes not too much now. Okay. But what I want to show is just in this overview, there are things which you can go in. We have, there is a key binding. You can then just click on it, and when you click on it, it will be grabbing it and showing. And then you can put again another key binding, and then you can throw. And this throw, grab and throw, we have to modify here a little bit for our gameplay, because I want not make it from scratch again. That's why I use this horror engine, because all thing is already created, and that's the reason why it will be fast when it's loaded. I think that's anyhow stuck in my case. I don't know why, but that's the idea. So I think I don't have to show this one. So you get the idea. And with that said, I think I stop here this video, and in the next videos we will do all the things which I described here step by step. Of course, we can do it in one go because there's a lot of things, but so only the main things I will do, and later, like I said, we are trying just the very basic items which we have to, and which we have to do in the first stage, and later when we go to the second stage we optimize all things a little bit more, and so to finish the game and polish the game and all this kind of stuff. So with that said, I stop here. If you have any questions or any other things, you can write in the comment section. See you in the next, where we start all to implement all the things. And if you are trying to repeat this as well, try to get these assets or make your better assets than me, or try to create assets, because we need now, and try to implement your own gameplay. I don't know, this one is anyhow. This takes a little bit, no, I don't know, it's stuck. So with that said, I stop here. See you in the next video. Good luck and have fun. Bye.